हेलो एंड वेलकम टू एसडब्ल्यूएस योर डिजिटल क्लासरूम ज्योग्राफी की तैयारी कैसी चल रही है नाउ दिस इज गोइंग टू बी एन इंपॉर्टेंट वीडियो एज पार्ट ऑफ आवर एसडब्ल्यूएस नाटू नाटू सीरीज and this video is important for each one of you to see very closely because this deals with a map guide. That's what I call it, the SWS map guide, basically talking about the mistakes you have probably made in your pre-board examinations or your seniors made in their board examinations in the past 2022 or 19, 18, 20, whatever, right? So what you need to do is to make sure you do not repeat any of those mistakes. So that's what this video is going to focus on. And I will also show you the model map marking which is issued by the council to its examiners in order to evaluate students. Okay, वो भी आपको इस वीडियो में मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा. So you need to watch this video right till the end and definitely subscribe to the channel अगर अभी तक नहीं किया, and also press on the bell icon. Like करना है like करो, share करना है share करो. Okay, let's get started without wasting any time. Okay, now you can see the geography map guide that I've put out and the points that you need to bear in mind. मैं एक एक point को carefully explain करूंगा ताकि आप वो गलतियां ना करें. पहला क्वेश्चन जो सभी पूछते हैं, सर हम ग्रे पेंसिल का इस्तेमाल करें, शुड वी यूज अ ग्रे पेंसिल और शुड वी यूज अ कलर पेंसिल? नाउ लेट मी से दिस वेरी क्लियरली. You are perfectly allowed, you are allowed to use a gray pencil of this kind. आपके मार्क्स, आई रिपीट, नहीं कटेंगे. यू कैन यूज ए ग्रे पेंसिल. देयर इज नो कंपल्शन बाय द बोर्ड दैट यू हैव टू यूज अ कलर पेंसिल, राइट? However, if you use a color pencil, if you choose to use a color pencil, ensure that you use the right colors, right? So the choice is entirely up to you. Okay, now the rivers need to be marked in blue. Now how do you mark? Should you mark it below the river? Because rivers तो mark किए होते हैं. कावेरी कहाँ है, गंगा कहाँ है, यमुना कहाँ है, तुंगभद्रा, कृष्णा, गोदावरी, all those are marked, right? Should you mark it below? No, you should darken the same black line with a blue pencil if you are using a color pencil. I repeat, in that case, you should just darken that line. That's what you need to do. Okay, not below the black line. Okay. The second one is, the third point is that the mountains should be marked in brown color. The mountains, I repeat, should be marked in brown color. Also the plateaus. Now, as far as the rivers, one small point that I want to point out is that writing the river name, उसके ऊपर अगर जगह, नर्मदा के ऊपर जगह बिल्कुल नहीं है and your handwriting size is big, right? So you may find it difficult to squeeze it in and it may look a little untidy. So always use arrows, point it towards towards a feature with the arrow and write the name outside. You can always do that. Makes the map look that much more neat. Okay. Now the other thing is that no mountain should be made intersecting a river. पहाड़ नदी के ऊपर नहीं जाएगा, राइट? नदी पहाड़ के बीच में से जाती है, राइट? सो यू नीड टू बेयर इन माइंड दैट यू शुड नॉट, इफ देयर इज अ रिवर पासिंग, द माउंटेन शुड नॉट इंटरसेक्ट द रिवर. Again applies to Western and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats should not touch the coast. Eastern Ghats should not touch the coast. Please remember this. If it touches the coast, you will lose marks. So please remember this while you are marking the Eastern and the Western Ghats. Let's come to the color of the plains. Now, this is another area of confusion. In and in some books, they do mark it differently. I must say that also. In topographical maps, right? In topographical maps, yellow color is used to indicate area under cultivation by man, right? यहाँ पर farming होती है, जहाँ पर cultivation होती है, जहाँ पर agriculture होता है. Yellow color in topo sheets. However, in map marking, it's advisable to use green color for these kind of plains. Okay, green color. So for Malabar plains, etc., it's better that you use a green color अगर आप color pencil का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. Otherwise, gray is perfectly all right. Then we come to the soil colors. Alluvial soil in brown color. Yep. Laterite soil in reddish brown. Black soil in black color and red soil in red color. Okay. Then next we come to the direction of the monsoon winds. they have to be marked in a blue color arrow if you're using color pencil. The southwest monsoon has to move from southwest to northeast. The retreating monsoon has to move from northeast to southwest. So the direction of the winds in the Bay of Bengal makes a lot of difference. The Bombay High location, Bombay High is located into the sea. It is not Nariman Point or Worli ke bilkul baaju mein nahi hai. Okay, so it has to show that distance. So Mumbai High has to be in the sea at a particular distance from Mumbai. Please remember this. Okay, when it comes to longitude, standard meridian, for instance, it has to be marked using broken lines using red color. Okay, and it should be labeled as 82.5 half east longitude, and it passes through where? It passes through not Delhi, okay, not Lucknow. It passes through Prayagraj, yani ki Allahabad, jahan par Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati meet, right? So Prayagraj, and it has to keep coming down and touch the east coast of Sri Lanka. And when I say touch, it means a feather touch. It should not be like, going very strongly through Sri Lanka kind of thing. No, a feather touch, just kissing the east coast of of Sri Lanka, sorry. The east coast of Sri Lanka, that's what it needs to do. So please इस बात का ध्यान रखिए. It should not be a line which is like, east coast के बिल्कुल अंदर आ रही है. No, Sri Lanka के east coast को just feather touch is required as far as the standard meridian is concerned. The town should be marked with a red dot on the coast. चेन्नई को समुंदर के अंदर मत डालो बाबू. Okay, मुंबई को समुंदर के अंदर मत डालो. So it has to be on land, on the coast, not jutting into the sea with a red dot. Okay. Now let's come to the use of arrows. It's always preferable, as जैसे मैंने example दिया, Narmada, it's a little congested. You may find it a little difficult to mark it like that. So use of arrows will make it more neat and tidy and legible, right? But when you are using arrows, please make sure that your arrow is pointing towards the feature. ये जो arrow है, it should point towards the feature, not towards the name. अगर नाम की तरफ point करोगे तो अंडा मिलेगा. Okay, so please remember that the arrow should point towards the feature. Okay, appropriate pencil color. If you are choosing to use pencils, no sketch pen, no crayons. Sketch pen का डब्बा लेके मत चले जाना. Okay, और बोलना बढ़िया करके आया हूं. No, marks कटेंगे. No sketch pens, no crayons, only color pencils if you choose to use color pencils. Okay. Another point that you need to bear in mind is that question में हमेशा देखना कि they are asking you for state or they are asking you for an area or a region. Okay, that distinction you should be able to make. Okay, in some cases they may say mention this particular state which receives very little rainfall. You're talking about Rajasthan, or if you're there talking about a region like the Thar Desert. So you need to be very clear whether they are referring to a state, in which case you have to identify the state, right? In some books, etc., I was reading they have said, mention the city of joy. Now they expect a class 10 student to know that city of joy is our dear Kolkata city, right? So you should be aware. The river that floods every year, that way also in some pre-board papers questions have been asked. We are talking about Kosi River, right? So you need to be aware of that kind of a thing, right? Now, the next point is that the marking should not be slanted. ये गलती काफी करते हैं. टेढ़ा लिख देंगे, मुंबई को ऐसा लिख देंगे, चेन्नई को ऐसा लिख देंगे. इससे क्या होगा? एग्जामिनर को क्या करना पड़ेगा? ऐसे करना पड़ेगा. देखने के लिए ऐसा करना पड़ेगा. तो एग्जामिनर के नेक्स्ट एक्सरसाइज की चिंता आप मत कीजिए. Do not worry about providing neck exercise to the examiner. The examiner is not going to be amused. So all labeling should be straight. देखो तो he or she should be able to read. Do not subject the examiner to doing unnecessary neck exercises. Okay, बात का ध्यान रखना. 14th point is very important. 11th point and 14th point are very important. Final point. You will get marks for labeling, that is shading that particular area, ब्लैक सॉइल का एरिया, राइट, कोरोमंडल कोस्ट का एरिया, एंड marking. If only marking is done and labeling is not done, you will not get marks. So you need to do both. Coloring से आपको marks नहीं मिलेंगे. Coloring is only to make it look better, more presentable, so that it looks more attractive, right? उसके marks नहीं मिलेंगे. Marks आपको मिलेंगे marking and labeling. समझ में आ गया? So that is what you need to bear in mind. Now what I'm going to show you is how the board decides on what should be the perfect marking. Okay, तो मैं 2022 का आपको मैप दिखाता हूं, which was provided to the examiners, and one of the examiners shared it with me, and on this basis students were provided marks in 2022 board examination. So when you see this, you will get an idea what exactly I am talking about. Okay, so okay, I hope you are able to see the map clearly. Now last year ka jo exam tha, let me take out the question paper. You would have seen the question paper in any case. I'll just read out the items that were supposed to be identified. Yamuna River, Vindhya Mountains, Kolkata, Kanchenjunga, Chilka Lake, Konkan Coastal Plain, Thar Desert, the densely populated area, marked with arrows the direction of the northeastern monsoon wind, and the Mumbai high. Now you see how the map marking has been done. Students were given marks if their map marking was like this. Let's say, for example, Yamuna River. Now, of course, I told you that you can mark it outside. Yahan par they have marked it inside because the handwriting, but if your handwriting is very big and not tidy, not very good idea. Also, always write in capital letters, right? Because sometimes cursive handwriting mein kisi ka I looks like E and F looks like P. So better always to write in capital letters. Okay. The Thar Desert, the Vindhya Mountains, Mumbai High, Konkan, Northeast Monsoon, Chilka Lake, Kolkata, Kanchenjunga. Look at how they have been marked out there in the map. Okay, this is how the arrows, how they have been marked, right? In which direction they are. Yamuna River को darken कर दिया है right till Prayagraj. प्रयागराज के बाद it becomes along with Ganga. उसके बाद नहीं किया है. So Yamuna River has been only till Prayagraj. तो ऐसी छोटी छोटी चीजों का आप ध्यान रखिए so that it's all very clear. Only in the case of northeastern monsoon you can write it like this, but otherwise even that if you can write it straight, not a problem at all. So this is the way a perfect map marking is done. So the idea at SWS is to provide you quality, reliable and accurate material so that you can know exactly what is it that the council expects from the students, right? So that you get a perfect 10 on 10 as far as map marking goes. Okay, तो समझ में आ गया मैं उम्मीद करता हूं. Please make it a point that before you go for the examination, in the time that you have, please practice with at least five maps. What all different items are there, उन सबको आप मैप में खुद प्रैक्टिस करिए. देखने से मैप मार्किंग नहीं होगा. You need to practice. You need to draw those lines, shade those areas so that you gain proficiency in doing map marking. Map marking में you can get 10 out of 10, but I know of students who also lose marks because their accuracy is a problem. Their accuracy is not 100%. Accuracy is what gets you marks as far as map marking is concerned. Okay, so I hope this video se fayda hua, right? Many more videos coming up. Thank you very much. Stay tuned and stay connected with SWS and the Natu series. Tata, bye bye.